Hi traders, it's Andrew here, and just want to show you what the inverse head and shoulders pattern looks like on a actual chart. First things first, we want to identify your key level of support from a high time frame. So you see we're currently looking at the daily chart, and you want to take the major swings, so from the very low up to the very high. You can see that 50% level lining up with an area of support and resistance across here. You see how we're referencing this last bearish candle before price broke to the upside, and here we have an area of support and support. So we just want to look at the 4-hour chart, see if you can possibly fine tune the level slightly. So there's the swing, and let's just compress this for you. So there's that 50 level, nice area of support. You can see here supporting here, becoming resistance, back to support. Look at the rejection in terms of the wicks, closes through, back to support again, and then we break through, comes back, retags it as support, and we get a nice release. So not a bad looking area. What you can do once you've identified these higher time frame levels is mark them off on the chart like that, and set your alert. Okay, so if price doesn't hit the level, there's nothing to be done. Let's follow price along and see what happens. Okay, so we've had a nice reaction off that level. Now once price hits the area, you want to move over to the smaller time frames. I'm just going to go to the 30-minute because this is where the pattern seems to look the best, and I'm just going to take off our eclipse. So there we have price come down to our key level at 122.44, and we've released nice enough. You have a look at this little area here, we've cracked this trend line, so price in a nice downtrend, and comes down into our key level of support from the daily or 4-hour chart. Nice release to the upside. See, it breaks this high. So if we have a look at, zoom this in, you can see what we potentially have here is the left shoulder that's formed, and then this drive deeper into that key area of support is the actual head of the pattern. And once price breaks to the upside, we can now draw fibs to see if anything lines up. Now the most important point for me to reference here is this dealing point right here, this left shoulder. If I just take this line and move it up to that area, 122.65 is the most important level in this pattern for me. So I'm going to highlight that, and what I'm looking for now is I'm looking to put a buy limit order at this area right here. And if we just trace this out quickly, you can see we've had this nice push up. So we have this left shoulder, the head, and now I'm looking for the right shoulder, and that's where I'm looking to place a trade with a stop loss below this point. So if we go to our order, put a pending order in, a buy limit 122.66. okay, the level's at 65, so just add in your spread. I've got a spread of 1 pip on here, and a stop loss. I'm going to put stop just below the low here, so put 30 pips. You can see we've got a 30 pip stop. Now targets, it's going to change from person to person. You can either go 1-to-1, or you can look at the highs up here for a target, very good place to take profit, or your extensions 127 or 1618. In this example, we're going to go for the 127 extension, so we're looking at around 123.35, 34 area, 334, and we can actually drop it down a pip. So just don't go for the exact number, just drop it off a pip or two. So we're about 60, 67 pips, somewhere around there, for a 30 pip risk on the trade. So we'll place that in, have your alert set so that you're aware of if price hits the level. There again, we're not going to chase the price or wait for confirmation with candles or anything like that. This is a limit order, and we're looking for price to move down and find support for a possible right shoulder, and then a possible move to the upside. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, and we've got a stop loss in place if price continues its downtrend. These are reversal patterns, so sometimes you'll be wrong, and you'll find out pretty quickly when price plunges through. So price is moving down, and you can see we've now just been filled in on this order. So there's the working order. We're currently 2 pips up, and looking for a move to the upside now to our target. So you see how the left shoulder is now equal to that right shoulder. We just follow along. Price is now starting to break to the upside. Now you see how price hits this area of resistance. Okay, it's about 20 pips or so from your target. You could definitely take some profits there. If you wanted to, you could move your stop to break even. You see this level right here. What I'm going to do is see if price can hit the highs or get to resistance up towards the highs here, and then move that stop to break even. Price moving up, just follow it along. Okay, so price has now popped the highs here. What I'm going to do, you can see we're currently up about 50 points. Move the stop to break even. Okay, so we entered at 122.66. Stop loss is 122.66, and the target is 123.33. And we'll just follow this along and see what happens. And then you can see price has now hit that level. So nice little trade that happened. Let me just compress this for you. You can see price came down, hit this key level. Remember the higher time frame level from the daily or 4-hour chart at that 50 area. Price released nicely to the upside, and then we had a pattern that we identified with, which was the inverse head and shoulders, which paid very nicely.